Welcome! So good to be here. So happy to see you guys in the chatterbox. If you're watching the replay crew, we're glad that you're showing up. Thank you so much. This is Craft Roulette, episode 254. Are you ready for your Valentine date with us? I got you a date. So let's just, and you can go, if you're married or single, it doesn't matter. We're all going to date Jay tonight, so stick around and see what comes up on the wheel and all the things that we're going to do tonight. I am Mary Gunn of Mary Gunn Fun, your intrepid host of Craft Roulette. Welcome. So glad you're here. I don't have my red shirt. I know. I am the worst dresser, so I never know what to wear, and I gave up trying a while back, but I just try to go for comfort. That's why I've got my sweatshirt on and my stretchy pants, but we're going to be fine. If you're following me for fashion tips, you got bigger problems than my dressing. But anyway, we're going to get by that one. Nima's friends, welcome back. You guys did a bunch of great first-time cards for her. You were great support. So nice to have you. Make sure you stick around for the achievements because you will be featured. And those folks that are here to support Jay and our date, thank you for coming and make yourself comfortable. What is Craft Roulette? It is the ultimate original paper crafting card making game show challenge. And we are live almost every Friday night. And when we're here, we love it when you join us. We always leave a seat for you, and I hope you're comfortable because we're just going to be chatting and crafting and finding out what we're going to make tonight. We don't know what we're going to make tonight, and we don't have any lesson plans or anything. Nothing very well scripted on such things. But we'll go with it as it comes along, won't we? We're going to take a spin with Mr. Wheel and see what's going to happen. If you enjoyed those cards before I started talking, by the way, I talk a lot. If you were enjoying those beautiful cards before I started talking, there were 401 of them, and they were all sent in from our wonderful contributors. You guys just, we gave you 4 parameters last week like we always do. You go, I got it now, I got it later, I got it sometime or other, and then you make a card and you send it in using the same 4 parameters, but did you notice how different they were? There were no 2 cards just alike, and they were fabulous. There are also 7 videos that I know of associated with those 8 cards that are already in the bonus gallery. And I checked it out, and we have almost 800 process videos, complete total process videos for Craft Roulette. They're not on a design team. Anybody that's a member can post one, and it's amazing. It's just amazing, and I'm always surprised. I don't know why I'm ever surprised by you guys anymore, but I'm always surprised at how creative and generous and dedicated you are to card making and Craft Roulette. Thank you so much. Let's pull back the curtain on the tech man behind the show. There he is. There's the hand. Just the hand tonight. Just one. Oh, there's the thumb. Do you think his little fingers are getting bonier? I think they are. He's working his little bony fingers even bonier to the bonier bones because he is working so hard on paper ganza. Have you heard about paper ganzas? Give us some hearts if you have heard about paper ganza. It is going to be our live 2.5-day event in July here in Kansas City, and it is going to be so fun. If you like immersion into the card making world, if you like some teaching, if you like some swag, if you like some kits, if you like Amanda Stevens. Everybody likes Amanda Stevens. She's going to be there because she's working with us to produce this spectacular show. It's also, we're going to feed you a bunch of food, and we're going to make sure you're comfortable and happy. We're also going to be doing a live Craft Roulette show from the event. It's going to be, as the kids would say, epic. So join us if you can. We have 34 seats left. We are capping it at 128 total seats. And so we're down to 34 seats. So if you want to grab those, now would be the time because the 16th, we get another price hike. So get it taken care of this weekend. There's also a split kind of payment thing. So if that helps, maybe that'll help. But it's going to be a ton of fun, and we hope that you will join us. It's going to be good. I know there's some people that want to be there and they can't, and I'm sorry. But we will be live on Friday night just for you. It might be, the show will be different, but it will be the same. I'm not going to tell you anything else, but it's going to be different, but it's going to be the same.
We have stuff planned.
We do. And it's like every once in a while we just get, Mr. Producer, I don't do much on these kind of idea things, but he goes, I know how we're going to do this. And I go, oh, it's going to work. It's going to work. But we are so thankful for those who signed up straight out of the chute without knowing really what we were planning. If you are already registered, you can go to Paper Ganza's Facebook group and ask to be accepted, and I will be happy to do that. It's only for the folks that are registered, though. And there's a lot of chatter over there, people meeting each other, getting some ideas on what they want to do, because we're going to involve you. This is not, you're involved with this event. It's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be a live chatterbox. Can you imagine? Dang, it's going to be good. Join us if you can. If you wouldn't mind also, while you are here, if you haven't given us a thumbs up, we would appreciate that. We call them Vinnies, and Maymay will be back in March, not too long from now, so that'll be great fun. And is that all? Oh, and subscribe and all that stuff. That would be great. We would appreciate it a ton. I don't talk too much about that, but I know it's important. Our spin sponsors this month are giving away some wonderful things to our friends that send in cards. Trinity Stamps is giving away a $25 gift certificate each week. Got some really cute stuff. Make sure you're watching their channel, too, because they show all their new stuff. A Colorful Life Designs Wonderful, wonderful stencil. She's very unique and very clever. Whimsy Stamps has a new I think they've got a new release as well. We love working with these people. They are so exceptionally generous. All you have to do is send in a card. Later in the show, we will be spinning for some winners. We also give away a Krog, a Craft Roulette original giveaway, which is a handmade card with an itty bitty gift, and a goodie bag each week. So there's lots of things. If you are new to Craft Roulette, we give away a lot of stuff. It's just a cherry on the top, though. It's the creativity is the real gift that you all give us and we give you. So that's fun. I like it. Spin sponsors are done. Members, we are not supported by any of these companies. We are supported by the generosity and encouragement of our members program. There's the information to learn more how you can get bonus perks from Craft Roulette, including extended submissions. And, we had a great little member show this week with Christy Tips. She was delightful. If you haven't seen that, members, you can check that out maybe this weekend if there's some bad weather and such. They're wonderful little shows. I love them. They're with a member for the members and we talk about members cards. It's very, very sweet and very, 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 very fun. I like it so much. Thank you, Christy. Craft Roulette also has merch. I also opened up this darling little present this week from Lenine, and she sent me a darling robot, a sweet little dad joke charm, and a little craft charm. So thank you once again. We do have a show on Wednesday. That's what this is all talking about. But we do also have dies and stamp sets and merchandise like Team Purple and official collabs with Trinity that you can check out over on craftroulette.live/shop. That's a lot of talking. Let's bring on our date. It's our mystery. It's not a mystery date. It is Jay Thomas. Welcome, Valentine.
Hey, Mary. Yay.
The night that you've been waiting for, the date with 500 women and their husbands and significant others and all those folks. Welcome.
And cats.
And cats. That's right.
And dogs and whoever,
cats.
It's fun for the whole family.
That's what I like. That's my goal, at least. So I'm glad to hear it. You are Jay Thomas. You're a card maker. Let's hear a little bit more about who you are and what you do, please.
Well, it's kind of interesting. So about 3 years ago, I started getting into like watercolor and acrylic painting, and then had a house full of like very student-ish art and decided that I needed things that I could give away. So I started getting into card making and really started out just working off of kits, because after like having projects that took like weeks to do, I was like, I just want something that's like, quick gratification that I can just like, take 15 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever and just make a card. And then one of my friends suggested like, you should really film what you do and put it on the internet. And I was kind of like, okay, that's a good idea. And then like, here we are. And somehow it's like multiple years later.
Yeah, you're pretty new. You're pretty new in the grand spectrum of some of us oldsters that have been doing it for 25 years.
Well, it's fascinating, though, because it's like you hear about sort of card stuff that happened before you were really plugged into the hobby, I remember my aunt being super into scrapbooking in sort of like the 1990s kind of time frame. And it's sort of like, I missed all that stuff, but so much of it keeps coming back. So it's just really cool to run into techniques and you're like, oh, well, that's really neat. Like, because so many of the like older techniques are just fascinating, because it's kind of like, well, it was a world before you could just like go on the internet and like buy a stamp set for exactly what you needed, Yeah,
we were desperate. That's all there was to it. I saw one of our, I can't think of her name, but one of the videos that I watched today that was made for Craft Roulette, it was really cute. She made a watercolor with a gnome, but she had a light table to trace it. I was going, I used to have a light table, but this is why I had a light table. Before there were nice plastic stencils, we would have metal stencils. and you
Oh.
would use a stylus and press in the holes in the metal stencil, and you used a light. I don't even know how we used it, but you used a light table somehow or other. So, because the paper was on top. It was the stencil, the paper was on top, and
Oh,
you had to
okay.
press into the paper. And so you
Oh,
used a
okay, that
light
makes sense.
table to see where the holes were. Yeah, that's way back. I still have my light table, though. It's just
Well, and so
little.
much of the I don't know, what was the interesting thing? Oh, I was watching a bunch of, like, sort of 90s, like, HGTV craft shows on YouTube the last time I got a cold, and I was like, "Wow, people used craft knives for, like, everything."
Yep.
It
Yep.
was
They
just,
were very
like
important, too.
yeah, I mean, some people, like, just the skill required is like, wow, I was
Mm-hmm.
very impressed, you know?
Mm-hmm. Paula Rice wants to know how you started watching Craft Roulette.
So that's a funny story. I mean, the short version of this story is it's all Sire's fault, but the longer version of the
We love
story
Sire.
is that when I started getting into like quick and easy card making, I started watching kit videos and got turned on to like the Spellbinders kits of a couple years ago, like their original kit formulation. Um, and I got like that I randomly ran into through like Christy Marcotte or one of the like
Mm-hmm.
OG crafter folks.
Mm-hmm.
But then I ran into Sire's video and I was like, oh, I really haven't seen like other guys who craft, and started watching those. And he had mentioned Craft Roulette peripherally in one of his kit videos. So then
Mm-hmm.
there was like this funny like I don't know. You've probably fallen down these weird like YouTube rabbit holes where like then you're taking entirely too much time to like try and figure out what the thing was, and then
Yeah.
I like found the channel eventually, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. So I started watching I believe episode 100 because I remember that I think the first person I saw was Ardith, so it was
Oh,
kind of in
nice.
that vein. And obviously like Craft Roulette was kind of a smaller universe at that point too, so
Mm-hmm. We still
it
are.
was easy to plug into because it was sort of like you got to know people pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've done multiple things with us now. You've been on the member show as a guest, and you have also been on our community showcase, which is when we showcase some of our process video makers. So you're getting around, Jay.
Well,
Even
I like making the process videos, like it's
you've
just a
made
fun thing to
33.
do.
You've made
Yeah, like
33.
it's weird because like I had gotten on design teams or something and like had taken a break for a while, and I was kind of like then I think around the time of the community showcase when that was sort of in the works, I was like, I should get back into this. And then like now once you get into the habit, it's like, well, it's Saturday, I should probably make it like a process video,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fun.
It's a good habit. But even though you have done all these things with Craft Roulette, I wonder, do you have a question for me?
Well, I know that we both have merch related to Craft Roulette, but I don't know if I've ever understood exactly what is Craft Roulette. So maybe you could let me know.
Well, we can help you out, Jay Thomas. We're glad you're here as our Valentine. Thank you, Valentines, for being here tonight, Mr. Producer. Jay, sit back and find out what is Craft Roulette. We'll be right back.
Did somebody ask what Craft Roulette is?
In a nutshell, Craft Roulette is a live paper crafts challenge show where the goal is to complete a project that has been randomly selected by the spin of a wheel, and everyone is invited to play along. There are 4 categories we spin for: project, colors, element, and random. The wheel has 24 spots to land on, but the spot it lands on might not always be a parameter. It could be a special, like guest's choice, a vetoed parameter, or other fun surprises. When you add the infinite creativity of our community and try and calculate the possible options, square the fun, carry the glitter, divide by the imagination, you end up with a near limitless amount of possible projects. Whoa. We invite a special guest on each week to share their unique spin on our challenge. If you'd like to participate, you don't have to create live with us. You can sit back and enjoy the show. Once the episode airs, you have around 50 hours to finish your own project using the same 4 parameters from this episode and submit, so don't delay too long. After your project is ready, take a photo and head over to our website. Use the Submit Contribution form to officially contribute. The form is open to the public and no membership is required. Everyone who contributes will be featured on our website, included in the next episode slideshow, and automatically entered into the next giveaway. When you visit www.craftroulette.live, you'll find all of our past episodes along with their contribution gallery, the current wheel parameters, info on how to participate, a calendar of upcoming guests, links to our spin sponsors, contact and prize claim forms, our shop, and a huge membership platform. But more on that later. And that's Craft Roulette. If you like what we do, please subscribe, like the video, and share it with your crafty friends who might enjoy it too. Everyone is invited to join in the fun. We like to celebrate around here, so before we spin for this week's set of parameters, we're going to look back at last week one last time and highlight some of our community's achievements. And now, back to the show.
Yep, that's what we do almost every week. Almost every week. We're on episode 254, and we are just shy of our 5th anniversary, which will be in March. And so, pretty cool, huh? We had 401 contributions last week. You guys pins are dropping in all over the place. That means we are up to 50,963 total contributions since we started on Friday the 13th, 2020. Well done, everybody. Say hello to your pin. That was my card. We had card with 3 folds, sweater colors, footwear for an element, and Post-its for a random. And you guys, whoa, you did a great job with all of those things. You can see the entire 401 cards over on craftroulette.live, and I highly suggest it. It is a very interesting, very nice gallery. That was a fun card to make too. I enjoyed it very much. And we had Nima on, and she was delightful as well. She painted those little gnomes. And by the way, she mentioned being in a art show. She got a blue ribbon. So congratulations, Nima. Well done. I saw her paintings. If you want to see them, make sure you follow her on Instagram because she has pictures of them. They are outstanding. Well done, Nima. Thank you so much for joining us and making those darling little gnomes with us. I hope you had a good time. Now, we are going to invite Mr. J. Thomas, our Valentine, back for the Parade of Achievers. Welcome back, Jay. This is on a timer, so it will be short and sweet. I like to be able to say their name, sometimes where they're from, and maybe how many cards, like in the milestone people. But we also want to say congratulations to six new mug clubbers this week. Nima was one of them. Kathy Holmes, Christina Holloman, Ingrid, Cindy Graby, and Catherine the Great all got to their 100th card. And I think I sent almost everybody their exclusive stamp set with Roulette Robot. So be watching for those. If I haven't heard from you and you haven't sent me your email or your snail mail address, please do that and we'll get that fixed up for you. That's an amazing accomplishment. Welcome to Mug Club, you guys. Shall we start? We're going to have Mug Club. They're going to be all fitted in there. We got some first timers. We got major milestone achievers. So it's like 25, 50, 75 and such. We have some wonderful leading ladies this week again. And some new people to Club 52, 5 of them. So, Are you ready?
Yay.
Yay. Do you remember your first one?
My first card?
Yeah.
I do. I feel like I might have told the story before, but my first card was actually, that I submitted to Craft Roulette, was actually a wedding card for a friend of mine. So it was really cool. He used a lot of map pattern paper because their wedding theme was like white and black, basically. And then it was basically just a locking gatefold. But at the time, I thought it was like, oh my god, I've never seen something like this. It's super neat. So
Well, that was very special
had
to
fun
them
with it.
too, I'm sure. Well, it was a
Yeah,
long
I'm sure
time
they
ago
have it
since you
still.
had your first timers, but let's welcome our first timers this week. And I think a bunch of them were brought by Nima. She was having people do some card making. It was cool. Yep, here they come. Catherine S. from Tennessee.
that's
That's a
awesome. Yes.
Claudia from New York. That's her daughter, I think. That's Nima's daughter. That's adorable.
Oh, cool.
Gina Horn from California. Beautiful.
That's a really cool fold too.
hmm Sally Medina from Indiana. That's a relative. Very nice. Ginger from Wisconsin. New member as well. Welcome.
Yay.
Lindell Joyful from Australia. Cute. Very nice. Welcome, everybody. We're so glad. Make sure you get that second card in now, and you'll be on your way. For our major milestone achievers, Debbie Anstey,
Wow.
Sherry Smith from North Carolina. Almost everybody wears shoes. Michelle Graham from Pennsylvania. Tina One Kenobi, 50 cards. Nice.
Oh, that's cool. I love the beach vibes.
Does good ones. Teresa N. from Illinois, 75. Nina B. Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's fun.
Christina Holloman, 100 cards. There's our mug clubber.
Yay.
Ingrid, 100 cards.
Oh, that's pretty.
So many styles. Cindy Graby, welcome to Mug Club. Catherine the Great, welcome to Mug Club. You too.
Oh, I love the colors on that one.
That's pretty. Nima's 100th. Very fun to have her on the show for her 100th. Kathy Holmes, congratulations. Got her 100th on there. Debbie Hanson, 125. What a moose. Natasha from Australia, 125. Amy Moore from down the street in Peculiar, Missouri. Such a card. Wanda Thompson from Idaho, 150.
That one's fun too.
Marie Stewart, 175. Go, Granny, go. Carol Sanquinetti, 200 cards.
Wow.
Amazing. You were so early with us. Thank you. Our leading ladies this week, who are they? They'll be familiar. Smurf Murphy with 214 cards.
Oh, I love those spring vibes.
Jackie Jackpot Muller with 215. Cute.
Yep.
Kathy Herring, 218. They're all clumped up there real close to each other. 5K Lamone now at 221 cards. She has a video too. Card Monkey Jarvis clocking in with 231. And our leading lady, Patty Beck with 249. We talked about that card on our member show. It was fun to have it show up. Welcome to Club 52, Teresa Paradise from New Hampshire. Stamper Girl from Illinois. Congratulations.
Oh, that's clever.
Vivian C. from California. Team Purple.
Indeed.
Patty R. from Colorado. Gave herself a little 52. Dana Burt from Indiana. She's got her Club 52 on there. Kamado is in effect. Well done. 52, Club 52. No perks, no extras, no benefits. But you get the bragging rights to say that you sent in cards at least for a year's worth of cards to Craft Roulette. And I think that's something to celebrate. So congratulations, even though you're not getting anything, we hope you're happy. Well, Jay, so many different styles.
I just love the Club 52s in the hundreds when people are making their own celebration card. That just always brings me joy. I'm like, that's so cool.
I love it too. And Kamado is very fun. to have started it. She started making her own congratulations cards, and I thought it was just brilliant. So we play it up a little bit, but I think it's worth playing up. Yeah. So, when we get done with the achievements, it means it's time to start thinking about this week. Are you ready?
I am. I'm intrigued to see what Mr. Wheel has for us.
All right, let's let the intrigue get satisfied then. Those are the parameters we will be spinning for this week. They look different on this side of the show. Being on the show, do they look a little different? Just like, this just got real.
Oh, yeah, that element certainly.
Yeah,
I don't know, like it's always different watching other people do parameter challenges live versus like when you're doing it and you're like, I wonder if I have something for
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? We are going to take some of those parameters off. We let our members vote one off in each column. We call it a veto. And let's see what they vetoed this week. For project, this is not straight. There we go. For project, I think that's just a tradition to vote off purse card. And purse card is voted off. Oh, at least you're consistent. For colors, what did they vote off? Bakery, string of lights, theater, or on the ground. Ooh, not too far apart with each other. On the ground, though, is off. So we won't have to be inspired by what we see on the ground. For element, what did they get rid of this week? Woe, lyrics, rhymes with og, or clothing. Woe is off. Pretty sound there. I don't know what we'll come up with when we do get it, but we'll work it through just like we always do. And for random, what did those members vote off? Paperclip, stencil, metallic or foil, or brown paper. Paperclip, another tradition to vote off. No, these were early on parameters that were voted off and much maligned for years and years. But, everybody's got to have a villain somewhere. So what's your villain parameter, Jay? What do you want off if you want something off?
Well, I think I will bow to the suggestions of a few of my friends, and I will vote off number 4 on project, the A9.
Yep. I could almost feel that you were being influenced by others, weren't you?
Well, I forget which guest it was, but I was almost going to veto nothing and just see what happens, because I kind of think that that's kind of fun too. But
well, we'll find out in just a few minutes if this was a good choice, because maybe it was, but maybe there was something else. We just don't know. But, you just got some friends. A9, do we have some hearts for the A9 veto? Yep. Amanda says, haha, I knew I loved you, Jay. On Valentine's Day, you got to go with the winner, right? Well, let's give this guy a warm-up. Here come the hearts. Heidi Ryan says, let's do a paperclip exchange in July. That's an interesting idea. At Paper Ganza, Paperclip Ganza for project. Number 11, bookbinding card. Oh, I like those.
Yay, I like those.
For colors, if you don't know what these things are, don't worry and run away. We're going to talk about them. Number 23, candy. That's appropriate for Valentine's Day. Yes. For element. Number 2, rhymes with og.
Ooh.
So we have to get some rhyming games going on here. And for random, something good. Oh, guest choice. Oh, I forgot to ask you your guest choice. So what is your guest choice for random?
It is 24, letter or letters.
Letter or letters it is. How about for the other ones? Did we hit any of them?
I don't think so.
I'm sorry, I forgot to ask.
Well, I'll let you know. The first one I was thinking I really like the card for a something, so I picked 13, which is card for an influencer.
Okay, all right, that would have been a good one.
bakery colors because Valentine's Day, and like my bakery is overrun with all manner of pinks and reds right now.
Cookies and everything.
Although there's a lot of candy that is pink and red as well. And then I went with critters for
Number
the
24.
element. Yeah,
because you want to add a cat.
I do.
Yeah.
Although,
yeah.
like, there's nothing that says you can't add a cat.
Correct. Oh, he's not
But,
on. We don't have that on there, do we? I was thinking it was still on there. But no.
But I think these are awesome, actually.
You like that? What we got? Bookbinding, candy, rhymes with og, and letters. Well, let me give my speech and give you a few minutes to think about it, because this is a challenge show. We want you to play along. We want to welcome you, and so that if you've never played Craft Roulette, we would be so glad to welcome you in our first timers next week. But this is a challenge, and it's going to be your art project. We're not here to tell you what to make or how to make it, except to use those 4 parameters, or what to use on, or any kind of styles or anything. We just throw you out there with those 4 parameters and say, have a good time. We're looking for you to have some fun making something with your own artistic expression. Let's see, it is a card. So your card can be as simple and classic as we have made in the early century, or you can go as interactive as you want. Bookbinding will have some limitations with it, but you can do some things with bookbinding. Don't be fooled. We'll talk about each one of these little parameters in just a minute. So it can be very highly interpreted, each one of those parameters as well. So like candy, you could go with the conversational heart colors, or you can go with Christmas candy colors, or you can make it with black licorice if you want. So you can interpret it how you want to do it. We do ask that you do your very level best, because that's all we can do. And then we ask also that you make it for family friendly, so I don't blush when I see it in the gallery. And we do welcome card makers of all ages, from very young little card makers to the most seasoned. You can have made 1,000 cards or just make it your first card. We're glad to have you. You can take each one of those parameters and make it the focal point, or barely fit it in. It can be, I did skip that one. It needs to be handcrafted. So I think that's about it. 1 per person. So Jay, I'm back. What are some of your thoughts? What bookbinding card is a style? And I will show you the classic style of bookbinding card if you looked it up. And it's very simple. It's very fun. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost kind of like a Z fold, and the fact that it's like a standard card and you're just putting another fold in it essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So they're one of my favorite cards to do, because occasionally I will get comments from people who are like, this 37 fold card is not the most fun thing to do for me, and could we like just do a nice chill project? And like bookbindings and Z folds and stuff like that are usually my go-to, because they're very close to not doing a fancy fold, They
really are.
It's pretty easy to jump into.
Yeah. But you could also take that bookbinding idea and not make it the classic bookbinding fold, but you could also add a small bound book onto your card, or an image of a bound book on your card. You don't have to actually do the bookbinding itself. And you can also do bookbinding and combine it with other fancy folds. So you can get pretty fancy with that too. But we will show you that in just when I come back when I start my project, because it's not hard. It's not hard. I like it. Like, we have no fear about that one. Candy, are you going conversational hearts, or what are you thinking?
Probably. I was thinking like doing a conversational heart like background, or or just a heart background would be pretty on point for it being Valentine's Day and all.
Yeah.
So I was kind of going in that direction. But really, like, candy's an awesome parameter, because there's a rainbow of different candy colors depending on like what someone would want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. You can do, if you like bright colors, there's bright candy. If you
Yep.
like pastel colors, there's pastel candy. If you want a limited color palette, green apple Jolly Rogers. You know, you just, you
Yep.
can think of the candy itself or the candy wrapper. It doesn't
Oh,
mean
that's a neat idea.
also that you have to include a candy stamp or anything, or candy, but you could if you wanted to, because we often bring that color element as an image element, but it's not necessary. So what are you going to rhyme with og?
Well, I was inspired by Mr. Mike, actually. And I think anything with clothing would be some nice togs, perhaps.
Oh, yep. Anything with
And then, of
clothing.
course, there's sort of the critter aspect of frogs or dogs also came to mind.
Yeah, you could put a dog on a log. Yeah,
Yep.
extra points if you make your own sentiment that rhymes. You could also send a crog to somebody, a Craft Roulette
Oh,
original
that's a good
giveaway,
one.
which is a handmade card with an itty bitty gift. So, I mean, a crog is a crog is a crog.
Yep.
Even though it's not coming from Craft Roulette, it's still, if a handmade card with an itty bitty gift is, if you got one, you might say, I got a crog, and you would know what you meant. Right? So you could do crog,
true.
log, dog, bog. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, there's hog. That's a good one.
Oh, that's a good one
Yeah.
for like
Frog.
a farming card.
Yeah. Okay, so Lisa G says she loves these parameters. I'm thinking it's good. Clock that is analog. Oh, Miss Halada.
Ooh.
Hedgehog. There you go. Putting it all sorts of things together. JD. That doesn't rhyme with og. Jog, Easter, og. Fog. Okay, we got lots and lots of things. Catalog. Prog. Yep, that's a good one. Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, I think we're going to have something with og is not going to be a stumper.
I don't think so.
No. You could put a cat on a log. It'll be
You
fun to
could.
see how closely we can find, how easy it is to find the og in the cards. And why did you choose letters or lettering? Because you asked for it.
Because I thought it would be, because most cards have a sentiment, so they have letters or lettering on them. Although you could also, if you didn't want to go that direction, you could certainly go the direction of just having a letter or use like a letter background.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A JD.
A JD.
Yeah, you could put JD. Great
You
big
could.
ones. You could. Because people may want, and then make it in chocolate colors because chocolate is a
Oh,
candy.
that's a good idea.
And it is almost his birthday. So all sorts of good stuff. All right. Well, I think
It is.
I think we have some good stuff to work with. I'm
I
happy with
agree.
it.
Mr.
So-
Will is very nice to us.
Yeah, this will be good. I'm going to have to craft fast because I think you're going to come up with something for fast. So,
I don't know. I think I might have to color something, so we'll see.
okay. All right.
never know.
We'll find out. Well, we will be back after this word about something and get this project started. I hope you'll join us. We'll be right back. Good one, Jay. What is in review? In review, our Craft Roulette. On Wednesdays, tune in, don't forget. 3 acts await, each night anew, with fun and creativity just for you. Act 1, Mail Call, a joy to see. Your lovely letters sent with glee. Snail mail shared with hearts so true. Your crafty spirit shining through. Act 2, Card Showcase, a deep dive. Random picks that come alive. discussing love for each design, crafted cards that truly shine. Act 3, Whodunit game, detectives call, catch Miss Mary in her crafty thrall, a mystery unfolds, a clue to chase, find the card she tries to case. Guess the crafter, be quick, be smart, reveal the one who played their part. In live chat, declare your clue, solve the case, and win a prize too. Live on air with Mary Gun Fun, crafting joy for everyone. Join us live, be part of the show, in review, where creativity flows. Craft Roulette, a fun-filled site. Wednesdays await with crafty delight. Subscribe now, don't delay. In review, a crafty play. Send your mail, crack the case. In our world, joy finds its place. Join the fun. Let's craft together for happily ever after, now and forever. I'm back and I'm humming. I'm back and I'm humming and I'm not ready. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I was looking and maybe I'll find it. I think I may have found it. Nope, that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for, I think there might be something with an og in it from a new set from Waffle Flower, but I'm not sure where it is. So I will show you how to do the bookbinding, classic bookbinding card in its stead. And then maybe when Jay shows up, I will figure out what I'm doing. No, there's the paper it came in, but that isn't helpful. All right, so classic bookbinding card by Mary Gun. So I am going to I think I'll come in an inch from the fold, just like so. And then that will fold back. This will be glued down, and so that it looks like a book with binding. Bookbinding. Voila! Voila! So that's what I will start with. And then you have if you do it, you can do it either way too. You can also do it and then if you cut up the side so that this part opens up such and such. But I'm going to do it this way because I think it'll be fine. It doesn't have to be an A2. You just have to glue something down to be a bookbinding. But there's a lot of bookbinding dies and stuff that you can find and have the same look. So it'll be fun. I don't have any of those. So I can't do that. But what I might do is, if I find what I want to use, I might make this a square. And so cut that down a little bit. So it's kind of like that, because I like having that perfect square. And then I think I made this stencil myself. My very own self. I had some stenciling material and I just die cut some hearts out of it. And so I did that, and then I chose some conversational heart colors. I think I will use those. And then I don't know, because maybe I'll just do some big letters. I might. Yep, you could sew on that too. You could do all sorts of good stuff. Or you could wrap, or you could even have, I wonder if you could do something where it dangles over or something. That might be kind of fun. Huh. Oh, there's just no end of ideas. So, ginger, I just made one. So, it's basically this where you have a fold and then this part is glued down. letters down the binding. Yeah, that's kind of what I usually do is I put the sentiment this way. And I'm using an A2. Yeah, but I think I'm going to trim it down. I don't know what I'm doing for my og yet, Lauren. My og is up in the air. So it may be a crog. Because I can. Well, Jay, what'd you come up with?
I think I did the same thing you did, where I just did sort of the classic bookbinding. Although don't have it all together in my head yet, but what else is new? I thought since we're kind of going into spring, I would use one of my little springy Ians who's wearing some lovely spring togs.
There you go. Yeah, you're going to get those togs in there yet.
I am. Like when I was thinking about it, and then every time I read the parameter, I was like, I just hear tog coming through as like the like the thing, even though there's like where obviously other ways you could go, but I don't know. And I had to bring in the cats because of course we do. And I thought this really cool like paw print paper would really go nicely with the pink. And this is sort of like a red hot color, and this is sort of
Cute.
a conversational hearts color.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I'm going with that. But I should probably stamp my little dude before I get too far.
I like it. So I pulled out some ink and splatter. Here we have dogs. And we also have an owl who's got books. So I'm kind of torn. I don't have a cat. Well, I do have a cat, but it doesn't rhyme with og. So should I go dogs or owl? What's the verdict? What's a tog? A tog is clothes.
Yep.
Yeah. So you could, like with a bookbinding card, you could also make it into an easel card. Or you could bend it back and have a Z fold with the bookbinding, and then you could add a joy fold. So you could have a Zoy fold bookbinding card. Dog, 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 dog. Mog is a cat in Australia. Are you kidding me? Mog is a cat in Australia?
Oh, dang. That's a great idea.
UK, a mog is a cat as well? That's what from Sally? Oh my goodness. Well, isn't that so fun? You're Scotty Hamish. Okay. Well, shoot, maybe I should do cats for you then.
Well, not just for me.
I mean, a mog. I like that word a lot because also, here's the other thing. It's my sweet Kerwin's birthday today. So, sorry guys. You're going to have to go back into your bag. We're going to do a kitty cat because of Jay and because it's my sweet Kerwin's birthday. He's 5.
Wow.
So Mog it is. Mog for the win. I love it.
Oh.
Thanks for the help.
Oh my goodness. I just found something on my desk, like for real. Let me see if I can pick it up because
might do it this way. What did you find? What did you find?
It's just too perfect. It's a little kitty on top of a letter. So we have our letter or letters.
Oh.
Who knew? The things you find on under your cutting mat.
Is this something that your cat helped you with before the show?
I don't know. Maybe he snuck in. Maybe it's just sort of like a
right before the show when we were waiting with the cards going on, the card slideshow. You have more than one cat, right?
I do, but only one likes to show up on the
and
live
he kind of redecorated for you.
Yeah. Well, he's sleeping on his cat tree now. I think he was a little put out that I wasn't really paying attention to him as much as usual. But
well, that is pretty awful.
I mean, it's a very kitty thing to do.
It is. Kitties will get their point across. It was, there's lots of og words coming out here. Jay, it was a slog through the pile on your desk. Oh my goodness.
That's a good one.
Here we go. All right, so I'm going to put some hearts on here. Oops. And we're off to the races. I think Mr. Wheel
It was
gave
really
you
nice.
gave you a softball. I think he was being nice.
I agree.
Yeah.
He was a very nice Mr. Wheel today, that's for sure.
Of course, I never have enough patience to get the supplies out that I need. But we're good. Yeah, for Valentine's, I gotta make some Valentine stuff, right? Oh, this will be fun. Are you ready to answer some questions from your fellow members?
I am, although I submitted one of my own, which I didn't know if I could do.
I saw that. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, Jay made his own card. He made his own question. Now, this is something unusual. So would you like to answer your own question?
Sure. And I mean, I thought it in true Craft Roulette style. It's like, well, no one ever said you couldn't ask your own question.
No,
but this is
absolutely not.
This is a good example of how I have ideas, and some of they are probably not commercially viable, but like it's just something I thought of one day. And so the question was, what kind of Kerwin merch would bring me the most joy? Which I think is very fitting since it's his birthday.
Yeah.
And my thought was, so when I was a youngish kid, my parents didn't have cable. So every time I visited my grandparents, they did, and it was always, it was a fun thing, right? It was sort of one of those and they would always have all the UK they would rerun UK kid shows for whatever reason. And this was cable in Madison, Wisconsin in the 90s sometime. But I remember that the classic Inspector Gadget had the classic villain had the cat, but the villain of that series just basically watched everything on the TV screen. And I was like, that would be a great vibe for like the Mr. Producer and Kerwin thing. You could just have Kerwin hanging out in just like a disembodied hand and like a TV that's like a monitor that just said Craft Roulette. But that was the answer to my own very silly question.
It's kind of a cute idea, though. Kerwin loves his treats. Laura Hodges, and he gets plenty. He's a big treat eater. He's a big treat eater. And the dogs get a lot of treats, too. So whenever the dogs get a treat, Kerwin he sits right in front of where we keep his treats and asks for his own. So, yeah, he's a good boy, but thank you, Laura Hodges, for that super chat. And we will take care of... We will take care of... No, he does the blinky eyes. It's just the cutest thing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Kerwin suggests for merchandise that everyone get a nice, soft sweater. And think of him and take a nap in it. That's his idea of a good piece of cat merchandise. Because that's what he likes to do.
Yeah. I mean, mine do that too. Like,
yeah.
Whenever I want to wear my Craft Roulette hoodies outside of the house, it's like you have to keep them in the closet where the cats can't nap on them, because it's sort of like, no, we don't really need it to be like.
I talked to her. Yeah. He has one sweater of mine. It is my favorite slouch sweater, and he claims it, and he sleeps on it every day.
Oh, that is cute.
Yeah, and it's got to be in the same place too. He's got to have it in his spot, which is right by my pillows on my bed. So every morning I get up, I make my bed, and I put my favorite sweater out for Kerwin because he's that kind of guy.
Aw. That's nice.
Yeah, it's good to be an animal in our house. It is, well, everybody is very well cared for, and it's a treat to be able to do so. As I bet your kitties are pretty well taken care of too.
Yeah, they are. They always think they own the house, and that's fine. They kind of do. They spend more time here than I do, so it all works out.
That's right. Yeah, my mom, I used to say, I had a cat named Sassy, and I said, well, she's not really the smartest cat. She's kind of slow. And my mom said, well, you're the one that goes to work every day. And she's the one that sits around and sleeps
that is great.
and eats and doesn't have to do all that other stuff. So I don't know if she's the one that's not very smart or perhaps it's you. So she had a good way of keeping me humble.
That's a good way to look at it, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's true.
hey.
It's true. Yep, that's going to be a cute little kitty. For Kerwin's birthday. Well, Sue Small Crider has a question about your videos. And she's been making videos too. Which is very good because she makes remarkable cards and they're hard to figure out. And it's great that she is making videos to show us how she does it. She's going to be here in July too, which will be very fun.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. And she wants to know what motivates you to make videos. Well, you kind of talked about that.
Well, really, I guess when I started making videos, the weirdest thing happened, which is that I actually enjoy editing. So like, I like the creative process of videos in addition to the creative process of the cards. And they're both really good for making me like not think about work all weekend. So that's probably like it's just a great time to exist in like I don't know, just in a much more positive space than usual. So I think that's what it is. I just love I like the vibe.
Mm-hmm. What were your first? Did you like do some preparatory kind of videos? Did you watch other videos and go, "Now I want to try to add that. I like that." Did you analyze and go, or did you just jump in?
I mostly just jumped in, and I used to do videos that were like filmed live streams essentially, and they were not great because they were just there was just a lot of like dead space in them, and that was before I went live on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I just sort of jumped in, but over time I sort of saw things in other people's videos I really liked, and then I was kind of like, oh, I should try that. And then I wound up having a couple of friends who were were more into the technical side, particularly of like audio and visual gear. So some of that made me probably get more into that as well. But I don't know. I like the crafting and video stuff to be like my fun place. So it's like I try to not make it like super, as super analytic-y as you can, if you know what I mean. Like you could do a lot of research on like what does YouTube think the best craft video you could make is. Yeah. But I try to just sort of, I don't know, I still try to keep it pretty light and fun.
You had quite a bit of fun doing promotions this week for your show.
I did. Yeah. Well, I love making like silly intros and silly like countdown timers to live streams and silly reels. I like the silly aspect of it, because it's, I don't know, it's just kind of fun. And like the funny part is like if you look at my channel, the things that get the most views are actually the like silly videos of Lennox, my gray cat, like interfering with crafting. Like people just love those. And I mean, I do too, because they're just sort of a fun, silly thing to watch, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
it's
still
nice to
enjoy
have
it.
yeah.
And of course, the
It's
people. I mean, there's that too. I mean, the crafting community, particularly on YouTube, is just very friendly and very nice. It's like I don't think I've ever gotten like the only sort of critiques I've gotten have all been really valid and have been more around like, hey, we can't hear what you're saying, or like, why is there a cat
Oh.
on 3/4 of your screen? And I don't know. It's
Because I can. Yeah.
well, sometimes it's that, but I mean, sometimes it's also like stuff you don't even realize. Like, what was a good one? So there's a video that I did that a lot of people watched because it came out very close to when some product or other was released.
Uh-huh.
I think it was a Gina K thing because it's like I wound up getting it because obviously she warehouses out of New Berlin, Wisconsin, so I'm super
Yeah,
close.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But like somebody was like, like this is a great video, but we don't really need to see the box on the whole video. And I'm like, that's a really valid point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but
Yeah. Sometimes it's
I
they get it. Sometimes it's a good idea.
well, I don't know. Sometimes it's also like, oh, I like that hair color. Sometimes it's kind of like I don't know, like if you write a rough draft of something and don't reread it or don't
Mhm.
take enough time before you reread it, I think sometimes it's a lot like that too, where you're just sort of like, oh, had I looked at this and thought about it a little bit more, I probably would have noticed that. But I don't know. I
Right.
always feel like feedback is kind of a gift.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to put it, or that's a good way to look at it. Otherwise, you could get kind of haughty and be upset by it, and it's not worth it.
I guess I wound up sort of adopting something Sire talked about at one point that I think helps me a lot, which is like I don't like scroll crafting content 24/7. Like I try to like step away if I start getting to the point of thinking like, oh, my cards would I wish my this or that was like
Yeah.
better, because it's sort of like, well, there's a world of different crafters and everybody like something a little bit different. So,
Right.
you
Exactly.
know, there's
And
always
we
a
were
lot of,
talking before went on the air about your shoebox swap that you're getting ready for, and how people do have a lot of different styles.
they
And that
do. And
you can see that.
it's super neat because it's um, like they're just styles I don't do a ton of. And like, I think swaps are awesome because it's like, you just sort of are there and it's like, okay, well, I'm going to do this thing. And, like, what was the one? Like, I hadn't played with, I think it was the first time I played with like alcohol inks in real life. And
Mm-hmm.
it was a fairly straightforward project where it was sort of, just using daubers and colors you like to sort of do a nice kind of background for a card.
Mm-hmm.
And then you basically put like a die cut, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a die cut front panel over it. So it was basically just serving as a background. But I don't know. It was just, I thought it was one of those things where like I would have never, I think it'll probably fit if I cut you down a little bit. I don't know. It wasn't something I had ever really thought about getting into, but once I tried it, I was like, wow, this is really neat. And there's so many techniques like that or even like parameter challenges are kind of nice if if there's like a technique parameter, because sometimes you're like, well, I don't really do, I don't know. What was it? I don't think it was Craft Roulette. I think it was one of my friend Lynn's challenges where it was like, the parameter set was like make a grungy Easter card, which I was like, what? But like when I tried it, it was just really fun, And it's
Mm-hmm.
sort of like I would have never tried that if there hadn't been a challenge. So I don't know.
Right.
I like stuff
Right.
that pushes you outside of your normal whatever you do.
Yeah. And we see a lot of those comments where we see somebody says, well, this is definitely a craft roulette craft roulette card. I certainly wouldn't have made it on my own. Yeah, probably a lot of people wouldn't have thought, I'm going to make it a card that rhymes with og, but it's going to be fun.
There's your little dude. I agree.
Yeah, it's a good
But
attitude,
it's
though, just to enjoy it. And so Linda Veal asked, when did you start you've been card making for about 3 years, so when did you jump in and start adding the videos?
I think about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And like originally it was just sort of, I don't know, random videos for things I was working on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think what was it? The one I really got into it for was doing a Kendra's Card Challenge series.
Uh-huh.
Because it's kind of like some of the
She's
stuff
good at
here
that.
is sort of,
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of flexibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's done a lot to encourage that.
Well, and I guess, I don't know. I like sketches for that reason too, just because it's like, they're just very flexible. Ooh, that'll be cute.
Well, hi, Kerwin. Kerwin just walked in.
Yay.
Let's see if I have something here I can add for some pretties. Let's just see. Is this too bold? Yep. Pull out the beautiful paper here. So you said while we were getting ready to come on, that your organizational skills maybe not the best for your craft supplies.
It's true.
Is that because you've got too many coming in, or is that because you just want to keep making things and not spend time cleaning up?
Usually when I want to keep making things, I think, and live streams aren't great for keeping an ordered supply area because you're like randomly grab things and then put them other places, and then eventually you're like, oh gee, where did I put that thing? And the answer is, I'm not sure. It's probably under that other thing. And then before you know it, you have like a mess avalanche of some sort, and you're kind of like, oh my, I probably should do something about that.
And then you find something else to get your attention, and you want to make something else, and then it never gets done.
Will I trim this? Yeah, I think I want to trim a little off. Yeah, it's one of those, like, I think we all have good intentions and then sometimes forget about them occasionally, but
So many ideas. I'm going to cover all those up. And so little time to do them.
Okay, I can cut it. There we go. Just a little sliver off and see.
Christy Tips, who was our guest this week on the member show, and she really was very delightful. If you have a chance to see that, just listening to her talk about why she likes making cards is enough to convict you to make more cards. It's just very, very, very sweet and true. It was very nice to have her on. But she asks, if you could go back to a particular stage, what stage would you go back to and why? You, in those
particular stage,
on those long 3 years that you've been making cards.
Oh, I was going to answer that in a totally different way. That's it. What stage would I go back to?
I guess it's with cards. I guess it wouldn't have to be. Have you done other crafts and things that...
No, I was just thinking of when I did like stage tech in high school and how much fun it was to just like build random things.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I guess that from a card making perspective, there have been a couple times that I've had just really fun groups of people to stream with on a regular basis. So I think like those were probably my favorite times.
I can see
Just because I like streaming by myself, but like sometimes like just other people are nice. Oh,
well, when you do lives, they pop on. I've seen you.
They do,
and
that is definitely a lot of fun.
It's really nice.
It's nice. I'm surprised. There's like so many people who are just great supporters of the community generally, and it's sort of like I don't know if I would ever have enough time to like be everywhere all the time, you know?
Well, because you work and it gets in your way, but you do.
Yeah,
work.
No, I said that to somebody once where I was like, you know, I could get a lot more crafting done if there wasn't like this job thing that took up a chunk of my time, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, this is cute.
You gotta do.
Oh, that's surprising. Ah.
Well, that fits nicely.
Well, that's a nice accidental thing.
Love those.
I do.
Love those
I
a
do
lot.
too. But then the other accidental, like you can't find something and then it turns up miraculously after you bought a new one. But that's more of the earlier problem we talked about, not knowing where things are.
Oh, you're a double buyer.
I mean, I don't mind that anymore because I just destash it these days. You know, for a while I was annoyed by it, but then I'm like, you know, there are lots of good reasons to do giveaways. You know.
What were some of your early on purchases that just went, I got it. That's so cute. I got to have that. I'm going to make this with it, make that with it. What were those things?
Well, this is one of them. I mean, this is one of them for sure. The Greeting Farms Ians I own an inordinate amount of because I like them a lot. And they keep releasing, new ones. I think in terms of gear, like I felt like a real crafter when I like bought a die cutting machine, I think.
I felt like a real crafter when. I like it.
Well, I don't know. Like I went through this, and this may be just a me thing, but maybe other people had this happen too, where you go through, you like watch enough of like crafters on the internet and you're like, I'll be a real crafter someday when whatever the thing is happens.
I do get it. I like it.
But it's also like I don't know. I suppose like any sort of like milestone, right? It's like, well, it's only really a milestone until you get there. And then you realize like, well, everybody's unique and interesting. And like, you didn't wake up one morning and you weren't like 30 times better accidentally, you know?
No, it doesn't make you instantly better. That's true. That's true.
Oh,
it got to be sweet if it did, but it doesn't.
But I don't know. I think the only thing that makes you better is practice, honestly.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't know. Like since I'm using technology for my job so much, I just like this because it's like it doesn't need to involve computers. Which I know sounds kind of strange in that like I stream all the time and obviously like I have to do that on a computer, but I don't know, like making the cards, like doing it like handmade cards, I just think is pretty awesome.
But when you stream, you get it set up, but then you go down and get involved. Yeah.
You do.
So you don't have to worry about actually being technical.
No, and I don't know, like oh goodness, double-sided tape is not my friend sometimes. Yeah, and there have been a few people who have also kind of mentioned over the years that they kind of like it to not be like have 3 million things happening on screen at once, which I'm kind of like, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I've got
3,000 cats.
We do like 3,000 cats, but I don't know. I feel like over time things have gotten just simpler in that, I just tend to just do stuff that's like relaxing.
I like it. That's a good plan. Because there's enough tension in life.
There is, but I don't know. It's
Card
always
making
good.
doesn't need to be one.
No, I don't think so. I mean, and that's why I've always tried to keep it more on the fun level of card making, and like as opposed to like trying to think of it as a job.
Yep.
I think I have a little stamp that will work perfectly on this. You can give him a little envelope.
What are you cooking up now?
Well, I have this little envelope die. Maybe if it decides to. Here we go. So I have like a mini envelope die.
Okay.
And I have a little letter to go in the mini envelope. And the stamp set I was using actually has some like pretty cute little sayings. So I might use one of those. But I still think I might have to stick some cats on the inside somewhere. It's got like this.
I think you should.
This little let's hang out.
I can't do a black cat like. I can't do a black cat like Kerwin is because it just looks like a black T-shirt, which I often find him. His favorite sweater, which is my favorite sweater, is a dark charcoal, and I walk into my room and I cannot tell if there's a cat there or not until he either moves or opens his eyes, and it's like I look and think, is that a T-shirt or is that a cat? And it's usually a cat.
Yeah. I usually assume it's a cat, but that's just because it usually is.
It just doesn't, it's not easy, though, at first glance. He's pretty camouflaged.
I'm pretty sure that black cats know that they're camouflaged, too. So, like, to a certain degree, they're doing it on purpose, where they're sort of like, yeah. I know you really can't tell I'm here, so I'll just,
He is a little stinker, that's for sure. He is a good boy. Gwen Simmons wants to know about color palettes. Do you have a favorite color palette? You've been doing neutrals lately.
I do like neutrals a lot. I also like, ooh, that popped right out. I also really like spring colors, honestly. They're some of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I like neutrals. Been really inspired by navy and other things, because I always think of navy as just sort of like, just a normal kind of a neutral.
Mm-hmm.
But who was it? I think Sabrina from Scrappy Tales did some really beautiful color palettes of navy and gold, which is not what I would have normally thought of.
Yeah.
And I was just sort of like, that's really, really cool. But yeah, I do like neutrals a lot. In monochromatic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think those are probably my favorites. I should probably make sure this fits in here before I close it up. Although it's really cute.
Details.
Sort of. We can make it. There we go. We can make it an element and just glue it together, and then that will just do our little stampy bits, and then that can be like our little sentiment. Oh, I'm off camera. Sorry. There we go. So sort of like stamp your sentiment and glue it down. But I'm definitely going to need to decorate the inside with cats, because I really wouldn't want to disappoint Kerwin.
Well, no.
Especially not on his birthday.
He would never forgive you. Kerwin, if his history. History of Kerwin. He was, it was during the pandemic. Our 16-year-old cat had just passed 2 weeks before. He showed up at my daughter's neighbor's house screaming. And my daughter, Leah, has a thing about the cat distribution system works through her very well. And so she called me. I was doing a live and she kept calling me. And I thought, what in the heck is wrong with you? And so I picked it up after whatever. And I said, what's the matter? She said, well, I've got this cat. He's just a kitty. I got this crooked is what I'm saying. But he's just a little kitty. And he's real hungry. And I fed him 2 cans of food. And he ate, but he just won't leave. Well, of course not. And she said, I'm just going to bring him over. I know we can't see each other because it was a month after the lockdown, but I'll just put him on the front porch and you can just look at him. Yeah, you know where that goes, right?
Yeah.
She
like
knew
look at him
too.
before he moves in, you know.
Yeah. She knew too. And so we looked at him inside the house and he set out a litter box for him. He went right over and took care of things, and he's been ours ever since.
That's cute.
Oh my gosh, he was so scrawny. He had the biggest ears.
Well, one of my cats was
not
like
a
that
looker,
too, where it
that's
was
for
like
sure.
where we were kind of, I don't know. Well, I didn't. Yeah, Lennox had the biggest ears when he was a kitten, and we were kind of like, I wonder if he's going to grow into those, because if he's going to grow into those, he's going to be a pretty big cat.
Yeah.
And he is, but you know, like I don't know. Sometimes kittens just are like look like like. I mean, it's kind of puppies are the same way, where it's like their ears and paws just seem like they're the wrong size for them.
He was just so scrawny. And those ears, they weren't very pretty. He's grown up to be very handsome. Kerwin. And the poor little guy hadn't, his little diet, I think he had just been weaned. Because he was just 7 weeks old. And he was just 7 weeks old and he was so scrawny. There he is when he was big ears.
Aw, that's so cute. He does look kind of like an alien, but like in a cute way.
Oh my goodness. And where was I? I don't know. Completely lost. I got smitten by that little kitty. He's a good boy.
I should dig it up. I have photos of when my cats got adopted. They were both essentially barn cats that their mothers had gone missing. So but my black cat has my black cat had a sister who was almost like leopard spotted, but but he was he was very wild. Oh, I like this.
Yeah, it's cute.
This is making
I
me
remember
happy.
what I was going to say. He'd just been weaned, I think. And so he was eating this food all of a sudden. And the poor cat had the worst gas. And he was so stinky. Bless his heart. And I took him to the vet, for a checkup and stuff. And they were going, well, he's pretty gassy, but he's real good. And they said he was just running all over the exam room, bouncing off the walls. Aw. This poor little guy.
That's cute.
No. I need to put some hearts on this little card, I think. Thank you, Tina. Thank you so much for thinking of Kerwin.
Like one of the official characters now.
He is indeed. Erwin.
Oh, if I put this randomly in the sky, that gives me room for a cat. I have cats.
There's always room for a cat.
Well, especially if it's one of the, I don't know. My black cat is very good at getting into very small spaces, which was kind of scary when he was a kitten because it was kind of like, when you have a very small black cat, it's sort of like, well, I don't know if I will be able to find you again if you disappear somewhere.
Yeah, he's hard to see outside, that's for
I'm convinced my cat knows that he's hard to see.
sure.
Oh, that's cute.
Coming together real well. Yeah, it's got to have a cat. It's got to.
And
It
the
wouldn't
cat's
be-
even wearing a
Oops.
bow tie, so he's wearing togs too. So I don't think Deputy
That's
Heidi will be
very
annoyed with me.
important. Very important for a cat to have on a tog.
Looks much more formal that way. Like,
Robin Cookix. Robin Cookix. We'll go with that. Has an interesting question. I like it very much, Robin. She says, if you could make up any parameter, what would it be? I know.
Well, I know the ones that I love, but I'm trying to think, like, if I could make one up. To think of one that doesn't exist. I guess the ones that are my favorite are, like, the ones that involve, like, picking colors or things that make you happy.
Oh, yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, I guess I would say, like, I would have an element that's like something that brings you joy or something like open-ended like that. Because then you know that everyone would make a card that they'd be just really happy about.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really sweet idea.
Although there are people who it's interesting. Some people don't like those kind of parameters because they're so open, where it's like, I know a few people who are like, well, I just want like a concrete parameter,
Yeah. There's a lot of different things that people like. Yeah. It's kind of like, well, just keep hanging out because it'll change. It changes every week. So.
Well, I don't know. There's always room for that, I think, too. Plus, I mean, you don't need the parameter to be your whole card, so that gives you a lot of flexibility.
That's true. True. You've got some leeway there. Definitely. I like that question. What are you guys saying in the chatterbox? Deputy Heidi Ryan says hers would be rule breaker. That's what are we gonna do with her? We've got a corrupt. She's become corrupt. Or would that be because she wants to work? Is she a workaholic? And she just wants to go bust people? That may be it. Sitting there with her like Barney Fife. So she can work. Okay. That's it. I'm glad to get that clarification. She wants. But then if the parameter was rule breaker, could there be any? It wouldn't be a broken rule, would it? If they did it, this gets a little.
I guess you'd almost need like a rule breaker on your card too. Actually, cats would be good for that, right? They're kind of immune to at least most rules. One would suggest
they don't have much to do with them. Mm-mm.
What do I have? It's always convenient when the ink that you want tends to be there. You're like, oh, well, that's convenient. Previous comments about organization, but still. I don't know. I just always get excited when it's like, the organization I was supposed to do, I actually did, and the things where it's supposed to be. I'm like, oh wow,
Yeah.
that's a unique and interesting state of affairs.
Didn't expect to find it where I put it.
What was the one after I did my last reorganization? Like, I had been watching a really interesting reorganization done by like a sewer, like a person, like a seamstress kind of
Oh,
person. And like the thing she had said is like the way that she optimized her storage was to basically say like, I understand that like me and maybe other people in the world, like that she said that she like is going to have not very much desire to put things away when like if you've been working all day. So like she had said that like that she has a lot of areas for work in progress, and I kind of incorporated that when I did a reorganization. And it's kind of like when I actually put the things in the work in progress area that are supposed to be there, I'm always like, oh. Well, that's interesting and somewhat unexpected, but in a good way.
yeah.
Like, I followed my own rules. How bizarre.
Those generally tend to become objects of good intentions. They're usually
well, like it's I don't know. It's sort of how does
good
everything not turn into a junk drawer, right? Like, or the junk drawer of the junk drawer.
It's true.
Oh, here we are.
Okay, we're going to try to do some CPR on this shimmer pen. Christine Bertram always says you can just add some alcohol to it. I just squirted some alcohol in it.
Oh, I haven't even been paying attention to your project. I'm sorry.
It did work.
That is cute.
Oh, thank you. Put some sprinkles on it. Shimmer on that frosting. Pretty bow. There was a little first grader that always wore big bows in her hair at the school I used to work in. And her mom would make them. And I asked her how many she had one time because she had so many. She had like, it was over 30. And it was like,
wow.
That is a substantial amount of bows. Okay, that worked. I just squirted some alcohol in there after I took the barrels out. And it worked. So this has gotten CPR.
Because I've tossed a good number of those things.
No, don't. No, you can fix them. At least a little bit more. Maybe we'll eventually. I looked in there. You could see globs of stuff.
Maybe I'll put these on the other side. I kind of want to leave room to write, and I made this card kind of small already. But I could just decorate the inside, the other inside.
The other inside? I didn't do any inside. No inside story here. Now, my brother used to work with a man who had talked about junk drawers, and he called them gazintas because everything would gazinto it.
It's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I always liked it a lot. So I think it sounds better than a junk drawer as well.
It definitely does.
A gazinta. I'm looking for some good. Maybe I'll pick some out. Gazintas, right? Yeah. Allie, you get it. Yeah. Deputy got, yeah, there's a good one. It sounds so much better in German. So has everybody gotten some Valentine chocolate? Are you eating your JD chocolate? You eat chocolate during JD times, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of chocolate. In fact,
What's your-
my my prop heart is full of chocolate, so we will have to try that out at some point soon. But we're actually blessed. There are a couple local companies that maybe 10 or so years ago started sourcing their own chocolate and making it. So it's been
Wow.
pretty neat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I always feel a little happy to support local folks.
Mm-hmm. They get their own
No.
beans and such and roast them?
Yeah, they import from different from the countries where they actually grow chocolate, and then they roast them and grind them up and do all that stuff. But I don't know. It was always just a nice. The lady who runs it is really sweet, so I've always been a fan.
That's
Do I need
nice.
bling? I might need bling. Do some little bling around the letter.
So besides
bling?
chocolate, what's your go-to?
I really
Roberta
like
would to.
popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
Is that weird? I not like fooled around with popcorn, but just like fresh popcorn. Like air popcorn is one of my favorite things.
Popcorn is, I'm pretty
And
sure
it's underrated.
it's one of the gifts from the heavens. I love it. I'm a complete addict. I saw a lady who, and I didn't want to try it. I haven't tried it, but she used like a casserole bowl with a glass lid, put half a cup of popcorn in a bowl with a fourth of a cup of water, and put it in the microwave and popped it. I don't know if that's true.
It's sort of like a thing you'd want to try on somebody else's microwave up.
I want somebody else to try, but beta test it for me. Yeah. It probably works, but I don't know what it would.
Well, I mean, a lot of
they
make those glass microwave things that are just basically like heat safe glass. So I don't know. It probably would work.
Yeah. She cracked the lid just a little bit on the thing, so
Yeah, the only thing
I guess that would keep it from getting soggy.
Oh, that makes sense. Because then the steam would just sort of leave, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you done? I'm just
mostly.
Piddling.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All righty. Well, I'm gonna do my last piddle here, goofing off here, and we'll call it good because I think I'm good. I got one.
To make sure we hit all the things.
Oh, I like it. Let me make sure that Deputy Heidi doesn't have a job tonight and that she can just sit and relax and not come get me. This is a bookbinding card, classically speaking. I used sweet little candy or conversational heart candy colors. I think I did okay with that. Rhymes with og is a mog. Who knew? Mog is English. An English word in Australia and the UK for cat. And since it's Kerwin's 5th birthday, I went with a kitty, and you love kitties so much.
I do.
We covered lots of territory, got lots of props for that one. And then lettering, which you chose. And I had lettering right there, cupcake time. So, using some of my lovely ink and splatter stamp sets. And some Your Paper Insider paper. And some Trinity embellishments. Oh, lots and lots of fun stuff. Let's see how you used those parameters.
So I also did a pretty classic bookbinding card. I have our sort of candy colors in sort of like a conversation hearts and sort of red hot cinnamon.
That's
and then our little friend here is wearing some very nice spring togs, and the cat is also wearing a lovely bow tie. And for the letters, we have both a letter and also letters and more letters. So there's a letter and letters. And then there's also some letters on the inside, just for good measure.
You did it. Congratulations. That wasn't hard, was it?
No, it was quite relaxing.
Good.
It's always fun to make cards. It's like the best part of my day. You could just sort of zone out and chat. I don't know. I always love the show because it's just like reminds me so much of being at like an in-person cropper class or something.
With two people that talk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in hundreds chatting, probably.
Yeah. Thanks, you guys, for being here. I hope you enjoyed Jay. Give him some hearts while we tell everybody how they can play. And Jay, relax, and we'll talk to you in just another minute. Yep. These are good parameters. These are easy parameters. You please join us. Let's get lots of cards in here so Jay can say, yeah, I had a date with 500 women. And we got at least 500 cards, well, maybe 450 cards that are using those same 4 parameters. Bookbinding card, candy colors, rhymes with og. I can't wait to see what you come up with. And how you use those letters or lettering. Ooh, you could even have like a letterman's jacket with that would be a tog. We have some great guests coming in. Amy's Wares next week. We haven't seen her in over a year. It's going to be nice to catch up with her. Therese Calvert. She's always very interesting and such a nerd. You Australian girls are such nerds. I love y'all so much. Tanya Kostyanuk will be joining us for the first time, and we will get to meet her at Paper Gansa because she's one of our teachers and vendors. And then May Helms will be joining us for our 5th anniversary show. It's good times. Just come on in, make a card, join us. Make sure you get that card in by Sunday night at midnight Central Time. And there's a place on Craft Roulette to submit it. craftroulette.live. If you want more time, be sure to become a member. And you have till Thursday night. And you can do bonus cards and you can do videos as well. There are extras. There are. Speaking of members, thank you for keeping us independent and on the air. Without these lovely people, we wouldn't be here every week for 5 years. How many weeks have we missed? The producer, like 4? 2 is all? We've only missed 2 shows maybe almost
3.
5 years. 3? Thank you, members. You mean so much to us. You are the people that inspire us with your finances and your encouragement because you're especially nice people. If you cannot support us financially, do not even think about it. We appreciate and really, really appreciate those thumbs ups and subscriptions and shares. Please do that and we would be so honored and thankful. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I can't remember what we have coming up next week, but we'll find out on our update on Sunday. Though there's that confetti. It either means I'm coming on the air or the guest is, or some wonderful thing to celebrate. Patty back, all the things that get confetti. But this time means we're going to give away some things. If you send in one of those 401 cards, you are eligible to win some wonderful prizes this week. We're going to start with a Krog, a Craft Roulette original giveaway, a handmade card with an itty bitty gift, and it rhymes with og. Oh my goodness. Welcome. Congratulations to everybody that is about to win. And thank you so much for sending in all those wonderful cards. Oh, so many achievers this week. It was fun. Oh, Deanna R., congratulations. There is a place that will be opening up on craftroulette.live after we spin where you can claim your prize. Please do that. I'll probably get on it on Monday, maybe sooner, but at least by Monday is always my goal. So, Deanna, I hope to get that prog to you. Rhymes with og. How about a goodie bag for somebody? This one does not go internationally, but if you are an international contributor, I will send you a Krog. After all, it rhymes with og. Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? Oh, I thought, Pam. Oh, she has sent me cards before. How fun. Grandma Pam, you're going to get a goodie bag, Team Teal. I'll see what I can do. Maybe send some orange things to you. But we'll see what we can come up with. For a $25 gift certificate to Trinity Stamps, I suggest looking at their new release. You like dinosaurs? Toast? The post office is closed on Monday. Thank you, Roberta. I was going to go out because it's supposed to be horrible on Tuesday. Shoot. Sharon, congratulations. Make sure you contact me and we'll get that fixed up for you. A Colorful Life design. She's got beautiful, remarkably interesting stencils. A hydrangea that's real pretty. Some Christmas trees that are wonky. Very artistic. Very nice lady to work with. You might want to check out her things. As we say, if you are going to be making a craft purchase, Lindag, congratulations, Lindag. If you are going to be making a crafty purchase, we do appreciate it when you use our affiliate links that are over on our associates menu under spin sponsors and our spin sponsors if they don't have an affiliate link as well. And let them know that you watch Craft Roulette. A Whimsy Stamps is going to Susan Pitts. Congratulations, Susan Pitts. We'll get those things taken care of as soon as we can. And so you can go shopping. That'll be fun. I have a good time. It's candy, right? It's just candy colors right there. Congratulations. Let's bring a Jay the Valentine date. Well, Jay, one thing about this Valentine date, it didn't cost you much. We're paying for our own.
No.
So,
You can brought your own craft supplies. It's great.
I know. We didn't even bother you for glue. We didn't say, hey, Jay, got an extra glue. I just ran out of my adhesive. None of that. We took care of ourselves. Women these days, they're mighty. Well, what'd you think?
I had fun. Should do it.
Good.
Like I've been playing along with the show for quite a while, and like it was just so much fun. And we got really good parameters. I feel like Mr. Wheel was in a very merry pro Valentine's Day mood. So thank you, Mr. Wheel.
Mr. Lovey-dovey. Yeah, he
was.
certainly was. Definitely showed us some love. What do you have coming up? When can people see you on your channel? And they can subscribe by going down in the description and clicking on your channel link and joining him. That would be great.
Usually you can find me at 6 p.m. Central on Sundays, pretty much all the time. Well, every Sunday. That's sort of my normal slot where I stream. And, we generally see anything new that came in through the mail and then make a project of some sort.
Mm-hmm. And you just kind of make things up, right? You just go, let's do this. Or let's do that.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. You don't have any,
and sometimes people suggest
rules.
things, but no, not really. It's just sort of like whatever sort of thing comes into my mind, I guess.
Yeah. It's just kind of a chat and hang and exploration of card making.
Yeah, because that's one of the things like I like in streaming. So I think my streams kind of end up that way because of that. And where it's just kind of chill and everybody's hanging out and getting
ready for Monday.
Well, I mean that's why I started streaming in that time slot. It was sort of like you realize that like I never wanted to do things on Sunday night because you'd sort of have that like Case of the Schmondays thing where I'm kind of like, but. I don't know. I thought it would be fun to just have like a thing to do on Sunday nights that wasn't like thinking about Monday coming,
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it.
It's a sweet time. And it is. It's a very relaxed, comfortable place. So you've made it very, and you're very genuine. What you see is what you get.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's plant a big one on our nogs that rhymes with og. And I like your new haircut. And you all join us on Wednesday for our second show in review. Your card may be featured. Craft Roulette Chatterbox, happy Valentine's Day. You are part of our hearts, and we appreciate you very much. My sweetheart over there, Mr. Producer, thank you very kindly for making this all happen again. And Valentine's Day, brave man that you are. If this isn't your go-to, what's something about you that we don't know? I dated 500 women on Valentine's Day. It's there for you. Thank you, Jay. We'll see y'all next week. And Wednesday, hopefully, too. Night-night. Happy Valentine's Day.